Two fat guys in a microphone. Two fat guys in a microphone. Two fat guys in a microphone. Big talk, no filter.
Yeah, here we are again. Another episode.
Right on. I'm Tim, Big Talk.
I'm Paulie, no filter.
All right. Yes, we know that.
Well, another episode here of our podcast. Hopefully you guys are liking them. You're subscribing to them. You're telling your friends about them. We're touching a little. We try always touch a little bit about everything. And this time today, we're going to get, Tim had a great idea here. We're going to talk about, there's a Facebook post. Somebody's on there. It's called Our Town Reno.
Yeah.
And I like it because he talks a lot about, like cars and stuff in traffic in our city and everything to do with our city, which that's why we got the construction, everything. I like it. I want to give him a little shout out. I don't know who the guy is, but hopefully I'll get to meet him someday.
Right.
But we figured we shout him out, and he does a great job on Reno. So we figured we'd jump in and talk about Reno too. And we got the picture of Reno here with the balloon races in front of and next to us here. Looks great.
It does look great. 100%. I love, at my age, I'm not getting up at 4:00 in the morning to get a spot to go to Dawn Patrol.
No,
but I've seen it, I've recorded it, and it's beautiful.
I've done it. I've driven Uber and driven them there in the mornings. It's tough to get up that early, especially at our age.
Oh yeah, no, it was tough back in when my kids were little, but did it, and stuff, and it was amazing. It's beautiful to see them all lit up like that.
Oh yeah, and to go to the music and stuff, it's amazing. The grandkids and my daughter brought the grandkids there a couple times.
Yeah. So, it's a great, and people dog on Reno because it's not Vegas, but I think it's turning back around because
I always tell people Reno's the redheaded stepchild of Vegas.
Oh, for sure.
I tell them.
For sure.
And they laugh and they go, yeah, you're right.
But it never can go away because there's just, you can't expand Vegas anymore,
No, and Vegas has been here, or Reno's been here way longer than Vegas has.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I think I said this before, but not on a thing, but do you know that the first African-American boxer fight was held in Reno because no other state?
Was that with Mills Lane?
No. We're talking 1800s.
Oh, way back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or the beginning, but yeah, if you go read the article, it was amazing because what that says about Reno. Well, you've got legal prostitution, you got all this gambling.
Yeah, bring the fight here. Let's do it here. Yeah, nice.
But they were able to book the fight because Reno, Nevada was the only city and state that would allow that to happen, and that's why I'm proud to be back here.
That's cool. Yeah, no, I've been out here 20 years now, and this is, besides Niagara Falls always being home,
Right.
You could take me out of Niagara Falls, but I still watch my cousin's podcast back there every day, every Tuesday.
Right.
Niagara Accountability back in Niagara Falls, and just to keep. I even comment sometimes on it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because it's still home, and my wife goes, "Why? What are you worried about? You move back there if you miss it so much." No, I miss my family. I miss the food, and I miss the bullshit politics that goes on back there. So I keep tabs with my cousin on his podcast there.
Nice. Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
But that's what I like about this Our Town Reno here. I watch him. I follow him on Facebook.
Right.
Plug him. I want to plug him a little bit. He's doing a great job.
Yeah.
And he talks a lot about the traffic and stuff in this town.
Well, yeah, and living out north, where we do.
The North Valley's horror show. Everybody knows about that.
Well, yeah, the road construction has been going on for years there, and it seems like that's the way. I don't know who these. I want to call them idiots because it's like it's rinse and repeat with whoever our city planners are when it comes to road construction, and it's like I left here. There was a lot of road construction. I come back 6 years later, and now all of a sudden there's even more road construction.
Well, I always said this. I tell people, because I drive all the time. I drive Uber, so I'm always on the roads driving.
Right.
And I tell people that tourists that come into town, I point out the cones. I go, that's our Nevada flower.
Yeah,
that's our state flower there.
I know.
Because they're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
And they laugh. They think it's hilarious when I say that, but we're not joking. They're everywhere.
Yeah. But we have the same companies. Yes, I'm all for using local talent, instead of bringing in outside, bids and stuff. But at some point in time, when the same people are building these freeways and they're jacked up the same way that they are, maybe it's time to move on from those people. I'm not going to call them out right now, But it's
well,
like,
you can't because those are the good old boys.
well, I don't care.
Yeah,
But
you gotta love the
exactly.
good. I that's what I think is the best part about Reno is it's generational, and that's what keeps
Right.
it the great little town that it is. Or
Right,
it ain't little anymore. They call it the biggest little city in the world, but it's the biggest city now in the
Yeah.
world. This traffic is, and like you said, I watch his things on Facebook, and it's
Right.
always a crash here or a crash there. And I love that he reports that, and I see it every day though. I'm out there.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
and like I said, hopefully I get to meet this guy. I can take pictures for him. I see it all the time. I'm out there. I'm avoiding those crashes like today.
Right.
Just today alone,
Yeah.
a big accident between Plum and that's a new hotspot of Reno. If you guys don't know, between Plum and Moana on 395 heading south, traffic jams or accidents every single day.
Right.
I mean,
right.
how do you not? I mean, it's hard to merge on there. If I'm waiting at the airport, I get a ride. I get up on the freeway there. That's where you got to get on. And it's so hard to get over. You only got a stretch. I don't even think it's a quarter of a mile
Right.
between
right.
Plum and getting off of Moana. So you got to get over. And people are like, finally, just got to get over. And when I drive, I call it test insurance. Let's test insurances. I got good insurance. Let's test insurances. Because here's the thing. I've said this before, Tim.
Right.
You got a blinker on your car. And you use your blinker, right?
Right.
The blinker, and people that don't know this, get to know this. The blinker is a warning device. It's not a permission device. I'm not asking your permission to get over. I'm warning you and letting you know I'm coming.
Right. Right.
So if you think of it like that, when you see someone's blinker on, let them in. Don't if that what's a car? 12 feet long, 8 feet to 10 feet long. I don't know what a car is.
Whatever it is. Yeah.
I know they're like 8 feet wide, I think, but that's the most it could be or less than that. Anyways, let them in. That little bit is going to make you or break you the rest of your day. The extra 2 seconds it took to let that person in, and the zipper effect, forget it. They don't know how to do that.
Oh yeah. Nobody follows the, whatever, how many, 15 feet, 20 feet behind the other car.
No.
Nowadays they squeeze 2 cars in between you if you're doing that.
Hey, we can always test insurances. I'm out there. Test mine. I got good insurance. Rob Myers. Hey.
Well, no, exactly. But I think this goes back to something else. And, I hate being the Debbie Downer on this stuff, but this goes to entitlement. Why you think you deserve that spot? Why you think somebody did you wrong?
I've had times where I've had them on my ass so long. And yes, I like to drive in the left lane. I know it's a law. You got to move over. I know all that. But if I'm doing 75 already, you have to do 85? Come on.
Yeah. No, I'm not moving over at 75 either.
I don't.
I'm the same way.
Go around me.
Yeah.
Go around me.
Because it's 65 miles an hour.
And then
I'm doing 10 over.
And then they come around and they zoom in they cut in front of you to let you know, hey, I wanted you to get out of my way. But then you're right there. You got 10 feet closer. That's it.
Yeah.
Big deal. People, let it go.
Yeah. No, exactly. But again, it's that, again, I hate to say this because I bring it up all the time, but it's that everyone gets a trophy. You're a winner. You're a winner. You can be whatever you want to be. Look, son, you finished 18th, but you got a trophy. You're not, and that's the way they're programmed.
Yeah.
And so it's like, well, I deserve that spot. I deserve to go around you. I deserve this. And they're crashing and they're causing big accidents.
And another thing too, I seen one today. I was so happy. Matter of fact, I was on the phone with my mom driving in this morning, and 395, there was 2 cops had a motorcycle pulled over. Because every morning I'm stuck in the North Valley's traffic, and you guys, hopefully if you're watching this, you know who it is. I'm sitting there, we're going nowhere. We're stopped dead in traffic. We're going nowhere.
Right.
And here comes a motorcycle zooming between us, splitting lanes, and you're not allowed to. And Addison has a bike. Addison's back there cringing right now. He's going, he's talking my language. Yeah. But here's the thing. It's illegal to do in Nevada. Stop doing it. Just stop doing it. And if you crash because you're splitting lanes, I don't feel bad for you. Grab a shovel, scoop him off this freeway, and let us get to where we got to go, because he's being an idiot.
Well, and it's illegal.
I'm not saying bikes are people that drive bikes, the ones that drive responsibly.
Yeah, for sure.
There's nothing wrong with that. Do the right thing. Stay. If I'm going to be late to work, you're going to be late to work. You got to be late to work too. Just because you got 2 wheels doesn't mean you can get there faster.
Right.
It's illegal to split lanes. Stop doing it.
Well, yeah, but they're not going to. I mean, like you said, Addison's a rider, and there's probably times when he I could sneak by these 5 or 6 cars. Great. But the thing is...
Do you, Addison? I got to know.
No.
You don't.
No?
Good. See, now
The only time I ever do anything that's technically illegal is a stoplight. I'll go and I'll get next to the car that I'm supposed to be behind.
Right.
Because
you can take
I'm
off
not
faster.
getting fucking squashed.
Oh, that's good. But yeah,
I'm not getting fucking squashed.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna get rear-ended. It's gonna be the cager with the fucking 3,000-pound vehicle.
right. No, hey, that makes sense. I don't blame, and that never bothered me. I don't care because you can get off faster than in a car.
Yeah.
So if you get next to him and you take off, you should be
I
in
don't
front.
even go all the way to the front. I just go to
Off to the side.
off
Gotcha.
to the side of the car that I'm supposed to be behind.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
there's
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong.
You're not
with that.
scaring me at that point.
Yeah, no, it's like
All of a sudden I hear, what the? Where did that come from?
exactly.
It scares the shit out of me.
Or you're
Excuse me,
paying
there's
it.
more.
Yeah. You're paying attention to the traffic in front of you, and then all of a sudden, like you said, you're sitting stop and go trappic, and this motorcycle comes whizzing by you, and it's like, yeah, it
And I'm
catches
probably
you off
dropping
guard.
my food because I'm probably eating.
Well, in a traffic jam, yes, but yeah, it's just gotten worse and worse. And the thing about here's our city planners. That's why I call them idiots, because they'll build, 5,000 new homes,
Yeah.
a couple thousand new apartment complexes, and from there we don't have the infrastructure for it. So then they start working on the freeway, and it's like, before you start building this crap,
Yeah. Have the
You
roads
know,
ready for it.
have the roads because we've been inundated for the last 20 years, ever since 2008, when everybody in California sold their homes for $1 million or
Yeah.
$2 million under that thing.
That's when the biggest little city became bigger.
Yeah, and it's like, then, so don't, this is just common sense, but they don't have it. They're,
Politicians.
yeah, and
Some of
they're, and it's like, there's better engineering. How many times you drive through Reno freeways, like all the way to
Every
Carson
day.
City, and they go like this? It's like a little roller coaster.
Well, my uncle had a big problem when they built that bridge in Washoe Valley. It's the
Yeah.
biggest bridge built over land. Millions of dollars. Harry Reid spent the money on that bridge,
Yeah,
but that's a whole different subject. But,
yeah, right.
but it's a bridge that's over land. I'm like, why didn't you just fill it in? Like, we don't have dirt out here
You're right.
everywhere.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah,
and it's heated, and all this. But I was traveling back and forth for over a year and a half to Carson City, and the same kind of thing. Even though you had 3 lanes on each side, I saw a wreck every day, and a lot of them were right in front
I
of
see
me.
him. I see him every day.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
like I said,
for
road.
sure.
Don't get me wrong. I have a lot of road rage myself,
Right.
but I've learned to do this now, and maybe it'll help you guys. Maybe it'll work for you guys. Maybe you should try this. When I get mad, the way somebody cut me off or wouldn't let me in or something, now I smile and wave at them. I just
Right.
go like this,
Right.
and it makes me feel better because I know, what am I going to do? Are we going to get out and fight on a freeway?
Right.
Or are we going to get out in a stop sign and fight? I've had people. I was at the corner of Moana and Virginia. It's 5 a.m. I'm driving Uber. The car in front of me, it's a Mustang. He's doing like 10 miles an hour off the freeway to the light. And I'm behind him. I'm going, what the hell? Drive that frick. It's a Mustang. Drive it.
Right.
It's 5
Right.
a.m. This is when you should be gunning it a little bit. There's no
Right.
traffic, right? We pull up there and he gets into the turning lane. And I'm at the light and he stops and he's yelling out the window at me. So I roll the window down. I'm listening to him. And he's yelling, get off my ass. Blah, blah. I'm like, dude, drive your car. You're doing like 10 miles an hour. Right. And he throws a water bottle at me and throws it. It lands in front of my car. And I stuck to my thing. I went, hey, you have a nice day. And I'll get out and beat your ass. And that's when I went, okay, look, and I said this to him, look, it's 5 a.m. It's Virginia and Kitski. They're going to have to tape you off on the street here. And you're going to make people late to work later if you get out of that car.
Right.
And he sped off. And man, the thing went fast then,
Yeah.
but it couldn't go fast when you were coming off the freeway.
Right. Right.
Oh, so that's road rage. I've
Yeah.
had a few. I know. And then one other time,
Yeah.
I'm going down Airway Drive and I cut the guy off. I'm guilty. I cut him off. First of all, this is another thing I always do too. I yell at them when they get to the light and they're yelling out the window. You've never made a mistake.
Yeah.
I didn't cut you off on purpose. I didn't see you there and I got over any lane. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It happens.
Right.
Right. So, okay. So now you got to keep going. And he's following me down the Airway Drive to the point where he's staying on me. I slow down. He slows down. I speed up. He speeds up. He's next to me on the side, and he's yelling out the window, screaming. I don't even have my window down. I don't even know what he's saying, but I know he's yelling at me because I cut him off by accident.
Right.
So this is the one and only time I've ever done this. I knew he wasn't going to leave me alone. I mean, he went for like 2 miles. He wouldn't get off my ass.
Right.
And I'm thinking to myself, all right, where's this going to go? So I reach in, I grab my gun, and I set it like this on the headrest next to me. And I go, if you want to pull over, we can pull over. He gone, takes off and goes. I didn't want to do that. It was the wrong thing for me to do. Thank God he wasn't a cop off duty because I would have went to jail. But I had no other choice. I mean, the guy, I tried to slow down. I tried to get away from him. Couldn't lose him. Couldn't lose him. So,
well, yeah, and that brings you to another point. So I have two things. One, I have, bear spray. So that's going to be my line of defense. You want to get out of the car, I'm going to spray it. You want to holler out your window, I'm spraying this shit in your car, and it's not going to go out for 5 days.
I love it. I love it.
But if I got my family with me and you want to get out of the car, then the real firepower comes out.
Right.
Because now you're a threat to my family.
Right.
Me, that's okay. I can handle myself. You get out with a pew-pew, I get out with a pew-pew. Not the right thing to do, but,
right.
I'm just hoping I'm a better shot.
Yeah.
But the thing is that these people nowadays, it wasn't like this 25 years ago where people are screaming at you and this, that, and another.
You know why? Because they're all in a hurry to get to work, because I learned this, and this is why I got more empathy for these people. They get marked a half a point or a point at these jobs and stuff, and after so many, they lose their jobs, which isn't fair. I get it, but their bosses and the corporate, they don't even know what the roads in Reno are like.
Right.
So they should give them a little more leeway. I mean, could you imagine? I don't work out at Tesla, but there one accident on 80, you're done. If you're in the bus, they don't mark you as late or a point or a half a point.
Right.
As long as you're in their bus.
Their bus.
But if you're in your car and you're in the same traffic, how fair is that for that person?
No, exactly.
Not at all.
No, I get that. But again, other people are leaving time for, to get there on time. One or two of those things, I get it. Hey, I'm behind an accident, or whatever. I even did that in California because I was coming through the roads where only 2 lanes. You're behind a tractor that takes up the whole road.
Right. Have a little more leeway for these employees. Yeah. And this traffic out here is no joke, people.
Yeah, no, I get it, 100%. But I don't know how many times I've come up, some guy driving a little, Kia Rio, 10, 15 years old. Construction worker, he said they're telling me to pull over as we're coming up past Audi, and I'm like, I rolled down my window, I'm like, dude, you don't want me to pull over. Shut the fuck up, and right. Drive that thing, because he was pissed because I was coming up the left lane, which is gonna go up because I'm getting off at par, if anybody knows where that is,
right.
And I'm in the left lane, so yeah, and then I have to get in the right lane because there's semis and stuff like that because I'm getting out at par.
Right.
And he passes me. He does not look over at all. But it's like immediately he wants to try to intimidate somebody.
Right.
And it's like, okay, we're not doing that. But back to what we were talking about. I think this road rage thing, is crazy. Why these people think that they are entitled to have your spot.
They got to be first. Because you know what? Maybe they watched that movie. If you're not first, you're last.
Oh,
so they're afraid they're going to be
Talladega Nights.
If you're not first, you're last. So maybe they got to be in front to say they're first, and then they're winners.
Yeah, well, don't get your morals from the movie, morons.
Right.
But anyways, we did want to bring that up because we all know that, give us that like and subscribe on our show if you have experienced some of these same things. Coming up soon will be a phone number to call into, and we'll do some live events.
Yeah, we got to do that. I want to get some people in here so we can hear your opinions on some of our shows too.
Absolutely.
And hopefully Tim's still here if HR don't get him for not turning his phone off during our podcast.
It's off. It's just you're looking at the screen.
There you go.
Did anything ring?
No, I didn't hear nothing.
It did.
I heard nothing.
Yeah, so let's go to
sponsor Johnny Elite Garage Door. Johnny Lewis at Elite Garage Door, 775-323-DOOR. Best garage door guy in town. He's done my garage doors, and I've seen Johnny's work, and he puts the whole family to work, and it's a great company. Please, if you need your doors, serviced or anything.
Yeah, winter's coming up. Get them serviced. Have them get out there at least. and
Do an inspection, yeah.
do an inspection on it, because maybe instead of the whole thing breaking, it's just replacing a couple of rollers, or you have we all have done this. You've got the track on the side. How many times have our kids, us, ran into that? It's bent. We bend it back, kinda.
I'll tell you what, our next podcast, I'll get a price for you and let you know how much it costs for that the inspection or service just to get it done. I'll make sure I get that by the next podcast.
Right, and that's great.
Elite Garage Door, 775-323-DOOR, 775-323-3667.
Call
him.
Two fat guys in a microphone.
And drive safe out there, people.
Two fat guys in a microphone. Big talk.